My name is Lakshman Rampasad. I've been dealing in beekeeping for the past 40 to 50 years. I work at the Ministry in Bees and I'm also a private beekeeper. Anybody who like agriculture and like to work hard, beekeeping is a very viable industry to get into instead of the toiling every day in the sun with the other aspect of the agriculture sector. Beekeeping, you can work in bees for the 2 days of the week and you have the other days for yourself. Well, what we have right now in Trinidad is a cross between the African and the European honeybees. So we will say we're dealing with the Africanized bees. The Africanized bees are very difficult to manage because they are very aggressive. The Africanized bees are harder workers and they go out earlier in the morning to forage and come back late at night. When I started my apiary and things like that, I was to get about 4 to 5 gallons of honey per hive with the European bees, and since the Africanized bees came on stream, I started to get, with good managing practices, I started to get between 10 and 12 gallons of honey per hive, which was a mass increase in honey production. Well, it varies. In the honey season, there will be more work in the apiary compared to the off-season, which is the rainy period. In the honey season, you will have to do more management, swarm control and things like that, and honey extraction. So you will have to probably, I will say, attend to your bees 3 to 4 times per week, and compared to the comparison to in the rainy season, where you may only have to go to twice. The less you go to the bees in the rainy season is better for you in terms of managing practices. I started to do migratory beekeeping. I live at Rio Claro and I house my bees at Rio Claro. But what I do, I just take my bees from Rio Claro and bring it to the Sandy Grande area, where there is a larger amount of flower and forage for the bees than where I live. So when the flower is finished at the Sandy Grande area, I will take up my bees from the Sandy area and move to the Guayari area, where there is a large forest with the mora. And there I will also get honey. So migratory beekeeping is the way I decided to go to maximize my production. You may have to feed the bees water. You may have to feed the bees pollen because there is not sufficient out there for the bees regards to the changes. So there are additional costs and things like that. So it definitely impacting on the bee farmer in having his apiary. Well, that is a very good question, and it is a burning issue all over the country when people come to purchase honey. But the main aspect of it is really that the color and the flavor of honey, all it depends on the type of plants the bee flower on. I know from a little boy going to school, I always hear they say if we don't have bees in the environment, it will all lead up to farming and things like that. And I always believe, plenty of people don't focus and know how important the bees is for the environment. We'll have less plants because I know there are some farmers who have large estates and they just pay beekeepers to carry their hives on their holding, so it could increase they will pollinate the crops and it will increase the bearing and things on their holding. It is a proven fact, because it is done also in Trinidad and in other countries. A bee sting is very painful. It is very, very painful. And what happens if you hear a bee sting you in one spot? The bees will release a pheromone. And what happens? All the other worker bees plenty of the other worker bees will gravitate to that spot. So that is why it is so dangerous. In a few seconds time, you could get up to 20, 30 stings in one spot, and that is why it is so dangerous. The poison speedily goes into the body, and you could have, very severe circumstances, right? So in terms of taking care of, you get a sting like that, what happened might have some people have some that's using a little antihistamines. I wouldn't mention any of them, right? So, but you could use antihistamines and things like that for the bee sting. I will advise people don't rush into it. To set up an apiary, it is very costly. The protective gears and all the other equipments are mostly from foreign, and with the foreign exchange and things like that, it is very costly to start. So I wouldn't encourage anybody to start an apiary without knowing if they can take a bee sting, number one, if they're not allergic to it, and if they can carry on with the hectic use of having a bee suit, walking in the sun and things like that. So that could take severe effect on your body and things like that. So if you're going to if you're getting into bees, take your time and get into it. Start with about 2 or 3 colonies. Don't start with plenty more than that, because you don't want to invest in a large amount of hives and then realize yourself that you cannot manage them and carry on with it.